hear me now? Okay, what the fuck? Okay. Thank you for telling me that. Hopefully you can hear me now. Yeah, my computer for some reason likes to constantly reset where it's putting audio and getting audio from. So even though it said it should be set to the default because I haven't changed anything, that's Windows for you, right? So I don't even have SteelSeries anymore, and it constantly tries to default to SteelSeries. So hell yeah, tracking goals, let's do it. Not the traumatized chat. Oh my god. Well, I was saying hi to y'all, and also letting y'all know that I think that I may be fighting off a cold, so fingers crossed. I woke up feeling, hear me loud and clear, hopefully not too loud. I woke up feeling a little like I had a fight with my sleep, so y'all cross your fingers for me. Oh my goodness. Goodbye number. Thank you so much for the
Goodbye
Prime.
number 4 just subscribed with Prime.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. One step closer to our new goal of the train DLC for Spirit City. As you'll see, I was talking about before, I unlocked the cozy kitchen thanks to last time. Okay, this is Pumpkin Cat. And so I figured today we'll mostly be in the kitchen unless somebody would like to redeem going somewhere else. And we will work towards unlocking the new spirits. So if anybody wants to redeem one of the new spirits as well, we can do that, and then I'll just work on unlocking them with whatever tasks and sounds and stuff we need to do. And so right now we're working on unlocking the capybara. We should definitely have that. We could probably get multiple ones of them during stream, because I think that you only have to be doing whatever task for like an hour, so. Oh, also I don't know if y'all saw, but we have this now. It is very cropped, but unfortunately the full image was not legible, so hopefully this will appease y'all. Flu season is upon us. Yes, indeed it is. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know why the fuck I would be sick, because it's not like I go anywhere, and when I do go out, I am usually wearing a mask. I can't really think of the last time I went somewhere in public and I wasn't wearing a mask. Not saying that it doesn't ever happen, but mostly I'm just running out to the store or something, and I know I'm always wearing a mask when I do that, so. Which is not to say that you can't get sick if you're wearing a mask. Obviously you can, but. Well, you know what? I mean, I doubt that I got sick from interacting with somebody literally yesterday, but we did have somebody come into our apartment yesterday to do our inspection, so. That also did not. That was very disruptive. I'm a little bit peeved about that. Obviously, I'm peeved about the whole concept of apartment inspections in the first place. Obviously, I understand why they happen, but I just really don't like other people coming into my space like that, like uninvited. But it kind of threw off the entire day because we wanted to make sure that we were awake for them and stuff. We have one cat officially because I believe that pet rent is an extortionate practice and shouldn't exist. I get pet deposit, like I get it, you know, sometimes you gotta do more cleaning in an apartment after a cat has lived there, but like we don't pay rent per person, so why are we paying rent per animal, right? And like same thing, like if my cats don't cause any damage, like why am I needing to pay for them existing? So I think that pet rent is dumb. And so we only have one official cat. Also because no place ever will let you have 3, and I'm like, I'm sorry, all of my cats are senior cats, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Plus, like, no apartment that I have ever lived in, every single apartment I've lived in, I've had multiple cats, and it has never come up as a problem. Like, my cats are very clean, so. But that's like. That's like part of the reason we wanted to make sure that we were like awake and stuff for them, and they never come at a predictable time, so which just really threw off the whole day yesterday. So I did not quite get the pattern test to where I wanted it to be, which is very annoying, but at least I got to film before the sun went down. It was a near thing. I almost missed my opportunity, but I did it. We're getting so close to the top of the forest here. We've got some of this lighter green color for the grass coming in, because the trees are starting to thin out. And I'm just very excited to get into these rolling hills. I think I'm going to go so much faster once I get up there, because this forest is definitely one of the trickier parts of the map right now. So obviously once I get up to the hills, I'm going to have to do a bit more counting, but it shouldn't be too bad, because there's still a design that goes through them to define the tops of the hills, so I'll be able to like follow that pretty easily, to spare myself some counting. So I think that'll be nice and speedy. You actually don't have more homework than one can physically complete in a night? Hell yeah. I hope that you do get some nice crochet time in there. I'm so glad to not have to deal with homework anymore. Homework was... I still have nightmares about homework. I'm pretty sure I was having, like, school-related dreams last night. Something. I was having some kind of weird dream. That's why I can't quite tell if it's like sleep kicked me in the face or what. But I think at this, now that I've started talking, I'm like, oh no, I think I am getting sick. What? Why are we attacking me? What did I do? Oh no, not the wedding. You're gonna need every ounce of brain power to get through that. You had a nightmare about being chased by creatures of unimaginable horror during your beach vacation? And every time, not the... Oh my god. Not the, Groundhog Day dreams. 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. I feel like my eyes are gonna start bothering me, so I'm gonna take some ibuprofen preemptively. Thank you, Mumbo. I appreciate it. Hopefully I don't sound too awful. I'm just kind of trying to feel it out for right now and see how it goes. I don't feel like too bad or anything at this point. Just feeling a little like drainy, which is really not that abnormal for when I first wake up, but I don't know, they're just like some little things that are starting to kick up that are kind of like, this might be going somewhere. So we'll play it by ear. You're absolutely right. If it gets to be too much, I will let y'all know. As for right now, I'm like, I don't know what I would be doing anyway. I would just be doing this anyway, so I might as well do it on stream. Husband is too busy talking to his mom to cut the cake with his new wife. I know Sims is a lifesaver simulator, but I didn't expect that much realism. That's fucking incredible. Oh my gosh, Chaos! Welcome in. How are you doing? You can sleep in tomorrow, that's good. Reminding others to eat if they need to, it's an excellent reminder. Yeah, what I'm really going to be looking out for is if I start to lose focus on these stitches, because this is not the kind of project where you want to be unfocused. Like, it's only happened once so far that I've been too out of it to work on this, actually, which is pretty good for me. I think that's how I can tell that I'm in a pretty good place in my life, because that just feels incredibly consistent to me. But yeah, if I get to that point, definitely I'm not going to try to push through that, because it's just not a good idea. You're getting deep in here today, Alessian. Working on a tricolored scarf for a friend? Absolutely good. Got that all set for ya. You're just doing algebra homework? And and waxing poetic about the number 1. Don't sell yourself short. Okay, yeah, Beezy, we got Beezy. Crochet 5 rows. I'll put mine on there too. But, oh, did we do it? What just happened? No? But, oh, I pet the dog, didn't I? That's what it was. Yeah, no problem, Beezy. You're making Naomi and your self-matching hooded scarves. That's gonna be so cute. I'm gonna procrastinate that uni work, Zephyr. Understandable. Working on designing a PNG tuber. That's so exciting. More spreadsheets, Silver Chappy. You got it. Not sure what to traumatize chat with. It's still early. I'm sure we'll get there. Crochet human hair hat. Oh yeah, that's a choice one. You're working on writing out a pattern for the mushroom ghost? That's so cool. Those are so cute. It's not traumatizing, it's just fun. It does seem like it might be traumatizing on a sensory level to wear. I feel like it would bother me. Like maybe if it was wound a bit tighter so that there weren't as many like loose ends to it, or like fuzzy ends, but I don't know. I don't like the texture that hair takes on when it's ropey like that, you know? Algebra homework is finished. Good job. Your cat's losing so much fur right now, you could crochet sweaters out of it. Yeah, I think that seems likely. I feel like I've seen somebody do something like that with their pet fur. It may have been a dog, though. But whatever animal it was, they had an animal with long hair, and they collected it. And it wasn't just a rabbit, because obviously people do that regularly, but like, why not, right? I think it's really cute when people put sheep in wool sweaters, because it's like the same concept of like, here you go, you can have it back now. It'd be fun to do with your cats. I bet you could. At most, you might just need something else to spin with it to help it lock, but I mean, you can spin pretty much anything if you have the like a secondary fiber to make sure that it, you know, works correctly. You just started crocheting and you're trying to make the Serdar Christmas blanket? Hell yeah. That sounds like a fun first project. It's good to give yourself a little bit of a challenge. I like diving into the deep end too. You're gonna be teaching classes on it? That's fun. Well, there you go. We're gonna CSAS. Not sure what to what's an appropriate name translation for that, but if you need some help with your blanket, I bet Mambo can help you out. Mambo is like our resident teacher. You've already made keychains and beads with her fur, so you don't need anything crochet. What do you mean by beads? Like you've put beads onto her fur, or like how did you make fur into a bead? Am I understanding that, Chaos? What row of the map are we on? Okay. Let's see here. So this is... This throws me for a loop every time, because this program starts at 0. And my brain is just not doing the thing. So 121 would be 122 because it starts at 0, right? So I need to add 1. So this is... Okay. Sorry, I'm literally having to do math right now. And I got sick brain. I think that's definitely what's happening. I got it though, I got it. Don't worry. Okay. We are on row 131, I'm pretty sure. No, don't worry about it. On a normal day, it would not have been that hard to figure out. Wait, she just got pregnant? They just... You have some freaky Sims, Zephyr. Oh my god. Did they even get married yet, or are they, or are they... Oh my god. Is it before the wedding, or is this at the reception? Okay, so they really did. Man, they're speed running this marriage. You should see if you can get them to divorce the same day. Just run the whole, like, you've heard of short lifespan, this is micro lifespan. Sims do be like that. I mean, woohooing on the sofa in front of everyone that's pretty crazy even for the Sims. Usually they at least like a little bit of privacy. Definitely gonna have to order more floss today. I think I'm getting low on this color. Hello. Baratiel? Am I saying that right? Welcome in. Hopefully you can hear me right now. I know there's an ad break happening. No ads yet? Good. You've been following progress over on Instagram? Well, welcome in. Thank you for joining us today. I apologize if I'm a little low energy. I think I may be getting sick today, so. Sims takes years to do simple stuff like eating, but big life stuff is instant. That's so true, Golgi. And God forbid you take them out to eat at a restaurant. That's gonna be their entire lives. Is gonna be just used up by the restaurant nightmare. It takes longer in game if you speed up time. What do you mean? I was wondering how long you would estimate the entire project length up till now. So like how many hours I've spent on it? Because it's obviously been 28 weeks. But in terms of hours, I estimate about 2 hours per row. Oh, the length, you mean the length in inches? At least 5 inches. You gotta go to the laundromat? Have fun, Mel. You meant the time it took, okay. Yeah, I estimate about 2 hours per row. And we're on row 131, so you know, two or 3 hours per row. And then I take longer when I'm streaming as well, but we won't worry about that too much. So, a lot of time. It's been a lot of time. My brain cannot with math today. I apologize. Yeah, I'm definitely getting sick. I don't know if y'all can taste it when you're sick, but I can. There's a specific taste that happens when I'm sick, and I'm getting it. It's the worst. I describe it as fried potatoes, so at least it's like could be worse. You can't taste it, but there's usually a specific ache. Tastes metallic for you. Interesting. What are you doing? What are you doing back there? Agatha. Okay. I just heard a noise and I was like, let me listen for a second, make sure my cat's not throwing up or something. And Agatha's just randomly under my desk, reaching behind my computer to dig at my sewing machine, which is like underneath my china cabinet. So I don't know what that was about. You want to crochet the map eventually, but it might be more realistic to cross stitch. Probably. I think that's probably the more realistic way to do it, but you can always color your Ida cloth in advance too. Oh my god, you had people no-show on you? Well, at least they saw themselves out, right? You finished the mushroom hat. Hell yeah, let me get you checked off. That was fast. It's relaxing to see that someone has even more thread chaos than you do. Yeah, this is about as chaotic as it gets. Sewing machine marks the treasure. Or something, I guess. You think you traumatized Chad enough to take the goal? Oh, it's a pretty good one. You could never traumatize. Look, you're gonna start something with that. Uh-huh. Can hear you two having a slap fight in the back seat. Spooky Lake Month. Let's talk about Spooky Lake Month. What's everybody's Spooky Lake so far? Did I say all the words that I meant to say? What's everybody's favorite Spooky Lake Month so far? Action Park with the teeth slide. Action Park is crazy. I've heard a lot about Action Park at this point. There is a documentary that's like a full-length documentary that I watched. That's, I think, a pretty good look at it if you would like the recommendation. I will have to figure out what it was, but yeah, Action Park's crazy. You haven't watched today's yet? I don't think I have either. I don't remember where I am. Any of the cave diving ones stress you out? If y'all listen to Sinisterhood, which is a podcast, the first episode of Sinisterhood that's available, which is episode 13, they took down some of their older stuff because the recording quality was so bad, but episode 13 starts, it has a story about cave diving, underwater cave diving incident. And it also has the funniest fucking story I've ever heard in my life at the same time. So, Lake Baikal was so interesting. Yeah, I think that Geo is getting me on the Lake Baikal train for sure. Because that was a pretty fascinating one. I remember feeling very like entranced by that information this time. Yesterday's was a lot. This is why they made rules. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just so easy for people to, like, underestimate the power of water. But we are so vulnerable when it comes to, you know, drowning. It can happen so easily. It can happen... It does not even take that much water for a human to be in danger of drowning, depending on the circumstances, so... Water is terrifying, and that's what you love about it? I mean, water is life, water is everything, right? It dominates so much of our universe here on this planet. I think, you know, it's telling too that, like, that's our measure for whether life is possible on other planets. The presence of water, even though I think that that's often kind of like a silly rubric, because we know for a fact that, like, there are forms of life that are able to exist in ways that completely defy the way things work here on Earth. Have a great day, Golgi. Thanks for stopping in. Like, we believed for a long time that there must not be anything living at the bottom of the ocean because no light could penetrate down there, stuff like that. You know, that plants had to have photosynthesis in order to survive. And, you know, now we know that's not true. I know that was covered during Spooky Lake Month, too. You were never scared of water, but you did almost drown many times as a child. Can we talk about the Europa mission? Talk about it. Yes. NASA launched a Europa mission last October. They found water on Europa, but based on the gravitational pull of Europa and how deep the oceans are, the life forms would be massive. That's crazy to think about. Intergalactic cryptids? Yeah, for sure. Like, the universe is infinite. I'm sure there are infinite ways of being alive, you know? Things that we have not figured out how to conceive of yet. You love and hate that idea. Huge and invisible. Oh, okay, that's fun. It's been decades in the making because they had to figure out how to explore without disturbing the habitat. I'm glad they're being cautious about that kind of thing. Oh fuck, I did something wrong. Okay, it's right there. Don't worry, I found it immediately. Okay, we've gotten through the woods portion pretty okay. I feel like that's a good sign. It's a baby girl. I think you have to speedrun the pregnancy at this point. The trees behave. That is indeed good. 'You don't have any desire to go to space?' Yeah, I think if the planet was exploding and by some bizarre twist of fate, some member of the billionaire aristocracy deigned to allow me a servant class seat on their space shuttle, I would just go down with the planet. No thank you, I don't want to go to space. 100% Zephyr. Yeah, I follow you. I think you should. I think that she should have birth on the dance floor at the wedding. They already left the wedding? Oh. Honeymoon, maybe? Didn't throw a birthing party? Yeah, make everybody come back. Or you could have his... Oh my god. Well, it's like a popular trope in TV shows where, you know, when there's a birth, there's also a passing. So... You're planning on her brother getting Grimmy for pregnant? Well, what better time? Hello, poetry lover. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm okay. I suspect I am getting a little sick, so you'll have to bear with me here, but we'll get through it. It's not too bad at this point. I'm still focusing well enough to do the more complicated parts of the map, so I think it'll be fine. I don't think I'm really gonna have to introduce anything new today. I think it's gonna be pretty much building off of existing structures, so that'll help too. That's another place where I'm more likely to get turned around. Thank you, Nightbot. Oh, you're in the car, Lessian? What hook size am I using? It's a 1.3 millimeter. Oh my god. Renesmee baby over there. Skims Kardashian. Hitting the nail on the head a little hard there, don't you think? Oh, your shoulder is still giving you trouble at work after the injury? I'm sorry to hear that. That's a bummer. The melting Chuck Esme doll. What? Zephyr said, today I will do my job. Can I rant about how much I hate Eurylicus? I mean, sure. So I'm assuming are you, is this for school or are you just watching Epic? listening to Epic, I suppose. I mean, I just think about the animatics every time, but listening is probably more accurate. Okay, knowledge based on Epic. For the whole musical, his goal is to leave everyone and only serve himself. Yeah, let me get you, Zephyr. There you go. Okay. Hang on, I am gonna scream this. Screen this one because you said melting, so I want to make sure. Oh, I see what you mean by melting. Yeah. No, this is just, yeah, this is the actual Renesmee doll. So they made a doll of her for the movie, and it's awful. She's not aged well. Yeah, she is kind of melty looking, isn't she? Just who did this, right? Like, it's the duck lips, it's the wig, it's the strangely short legs, like, just so many decisions being made here. Like, y'all could have made her look like anything, but this is what you went with. Oh yeah, because he wants to stage a mutiny. Being in charge is hard. I feel like that's the moral of the story in Epic. Like Odysseus having to make a whole bunch of like really impossible fucking decisions, and then people constantly getting on his case for it, as though they could have somehow like done it differently. Barely cooked. She had work done in the womb. It's just so weird. It's like they wanted to go for this idea of like her being uncanny and like too mature for like a baby, because she's like newborn, but she looks older than that, and like also like wanted to convey that like she's really beautiful, but then they go for this like kind of fucked up. Oh, an ad break is starting here. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, welcome back, everyone. As I was saying, I feel like the Renesmee doll reflects some really fucked up and appropriately conservative ideas about beauty, and leads to this what almost looks like a weird attempt to like make a sexy baby. Not that I think that the Renesmee doll succeeded at being in any way sexy, because I think that would be like impossible because she's a baby. But that's what she looks like. That's what she looks like somebody was trying to do with the duck lips and everything. And it's just weird and uncanny, and I feel like that's, I don't know, that says a lot. Unrealistic baby beauty standards for sure, yeah. Also, when Charlie first hugged Bella after she was turned, she was freezing cold. Yeah, so I feel like in the books, because I did listen to the books recently, and I'm not saying that anything about the series makes sense, but in the books, like, also, by the way, fuck Charlie. Like, I know a lot of people really like Charlie, but, like, I fucking hate Charlie. And I'll tell y'all why. I also hate Jacob. Weirdly came out of re-listening to the books being like, wow, Edward is actually the least shitty of all of the men. Not Carlisle. Actually, Carlisle is probably the least shitty of all of the men. But, of those three, he's the least shitty. To Bella, anyway. But in the books, Charlie comes into it like he already kind of knows. Like, Emmett left the chat. Emmett is not enough of a character to count. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Charlie already knows that something is going on, and he specifically asks Bella not to tell him. So, like, it makes sense for him to, like, yeah, I think for sure it makes sense for the movie's point of view to frame that as, like, him realizing that she's, like something's wrong, she's dead, you know, like her body is, I mean, she also feels incredibly, hard, you know, like hugging a statue. So, you know, it's not just the fact that she's cold. It's also that her body wouldn't feel like hugging a human from the resistance of it all. But, yeah, let's just talk about how, first of all, starting from the second book, Jacob sexually assaults Bella multiple times, which was not cute at all. And is just kind of generally gross about her. And then when Charlie finds out that Jacob sexually assaults Bella, he, like, thinks it's funny and, like, doesn't care. The Mormonism is strong, or strong. It is, in fact, all three. Yeah, no, for sure. I think, like, I like the idea, somebody was talking about how there's cuts of the movie framed as a mockumentary. I think it's fun, for sure. And I think that from, like, a movie direction standpoint, I think I've seen people talk about, like, how there was some kind of intention about it being seen as more tongue-in-cheek. I think from the director's perspective, they were probably, well, I know that they were, like, leaning into the campiness, because he's talked about, like, finding the whole story kind of campy, which feels very ironic. But from Stephenie Meyer's point of view, absolutely not. Like, she was 100% serious about that whole book series. Also, Jacob telling Edward he's gonna call him Dad when the child is... Yeah. No, the imprinting thing is just weird. It's gross. It doesn't matter how you try to justify it. It's weird and gross. Also, like, there's this whole thing in the books where Jacob is like, well, I don't have to be like a romantic interest for her. I can be whatever she wants me to be. And I'm like, okay, you're like grooming her though. Like, she's a baby and you're literally like grooming her to want this. Like, we know what grooming is. Well, maybe some of us do. Some of us probably need an education in what that is. I'm not gonna name names, but it starts with an S. You've never read the books or movies and you're kind of glad for that? Yeah, like, you know. It's whatever. It's... I mean... I like to experience things when they are frequently referenced. I love a good reference. And I did also interact with the books when I was a kid. I read all of them when I was a kid. I think I read the first one when I was like 13 or something, so I was definitely in the age demographic for them. Because that's when they were coming out. But I was never like a super fan, and I never really got into the movies. I've only seen the first movie, I'm pretty sure. And that was... I don't remember if I saw it around the time it came out or not. We rewatched it recently, or I may have watched it for the first time more recently, and it was pretty hilarious. But, you know, audiobooks from the library are an option, for sure, if you ever do decide. That's how I listened. I went back and re-listened to everything recently, just because I was like, I don't remember any of this shit. And so I listened to the audiobooks, which I don't normally listen to audiobooks because I have a really hard time paying attention to them, but I feel like it's honestly the perfect way to consume Twilight. Except for the part where there's a few places where Jacob is the narrator. Oh my god. The guy that does his voice is literally too good at it. I was like angry that I had to listen to Jacob speak. But it's a fun way to listen to it because like she's so repetitive. She's so repetitive. It was driving me crazy. And I feel like that's honestly another reason that I came away from those books liking Edward the best, is because the parts of the story that have Edward in them are the most interesting because she actually starts advancing the plot. Everything else just feels like she is stalling, waiting for Edward to come back. But it's a fun time. I mean, I don't know. It's like, is it a must listen? No, for sure not. But if you wanna giggle, I don't know. It's just silly in my opinion. It's just like silly and fun. I like silly and fun things. But also, you know, like if you don't ever read them, I think that's great because like don't financially support Stephanie Meyer in any way. Also, like, you know, lots of racism in those books. Lots of racism in those books. Not overt. Nobody's getting called any slurs, but it's still racism. Oh, I should use that. Hello, Crojo. Welcome in. You prefer people's reels and theories and headcanons? You've seen some interesting fanfiction takes. I mean, fanfiction can do anything with anything, right? Anyone seen the Charlie Carlisle shippers? Yeah. Or Bella and Alice? That's just as it is big on the Bella and Alice front. Personally, I think that if things were different, I almost feel like Stephanie Meyer might have tried to do Charlie and Alice. Because there were times when it definitely felt like she was leaning that way. That's kind of Bella's life goal when she meets Edward, just hang around waiting for him until she can have him? No, totally. They made an entire website to correct everything she got wrong about the tribes, yeah. You're gonna lurk, but you love watching the project? Thank you so much. Enjoy your lurk. It depends on the age at which you read the books. And it seems like the books and the films only have the names in common. I mean, I feel like there is a lot about the movie adaptations that are pretty faithful. Like, the events are definitely the same, but some of the interpretations are different. I mean, like I said, I read the books at the appropriate time, and I did enjoy them, but you know, there was also a lot about subtext that I did not understand back then, and there are some things in those books that I think it is shocking to try and normalize, like Bella's sexual assault. Like, the way that is glossed over is so gross in the books. Did anyone read The Host? Yeah. I did enjoy that one. I remember enjoying that one. Looking back at it now, that's another one that I'm like, wow. There's some stuff going on here. But, again, I enjoyed it at the time. Good afternoon, Eve Potato. How are you doing today? Taking a break from crochet. Yeah, stretch those hands. I'm gonna stretch too. Oh. And turn on the fan. Oh my god, Agatha is curled up in a little ball under my desk. She's so cute. You gotta stretch the arms too. Yup. You're using blanket yarn. Yeah, like, people talk about using bigger yarn for this project, and I'm like, this thing would be so heavy if I did that. I can only imagine. And too fluffy to see the details. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I think the cotton is nice for holding detail for sure. Do we have a capybara yet or what? Oh, we do. Hang on, y'all. We did it. No, I love him so much. Ah. He's so cute. I need him right now. Oh my goodness. We can make him a mummy for Halloween. Honestly, this one kind of looks like Scooby-Doo a little bit. Oh, he's garlic bread. Oh my god. Pizza. My god. What is this? It's like jelly? Jelly donut kind of vibe. Strawberry jam. Pretty little flower. Well, let's get the mummy one for sure. And then we'll do a different activity too. Let's see what we need to do to unlock this next one. We need to chop veggies. So let's take that away. Do kitchen ambiance. It needs to be chopping. It sounds like I'm already unlocking something. I thought it needed to be in the morning, but maybe it works either way. So we'll go with that. Peace it in pot. Yeah, they're all so cute. I love all of them. I just want to use the mummy because it's Halloween. Welcome back, Raven. Oh, not the socializing. You're just talking about movies? That's not so bad anyway. What's everybody's favorite movie to watch for Halloween? It can be a Halloween movie, it can be something else. It could be your favorite scary movie. You're gonna do a showing of K-pop Demon Hunters? That is so fun. Can't go wrong with the Halloween Town trilogy. Fully agree. You've been thinking of watching Daddy, I'm a Zombie again? I don't think I've seen that one. Depends on if you want scary or comfy. If it's scary, probably Scream. If you want comfy, probably Rocky Horror. Hell yeah. Solid choices. You're a big Myers fan, so Halloween. But the last one was very bad. I've heard a lot of people share that sentiment. I'll be honest, I kind of enjoyed it because I think that it was a very appropriate addition to the franchise. I think that its place in the franchise, it was kind of a nod to a lot of the things that are like discussed as concepts in the earlier movies. So like, even though it's like, it's a wild movie, at the same time I think it makes sense for the universe. Like, I can totally see where they were coming from with it in a weird way. With the whole like concept of what like the evil that lives within Michael is. Like, for lore purposes, I think it was actually a pretty good representation of the lore of the universe. The FNAF movie? Hell yeah. You're excited for the second one? The fact that Skeet's gonna be in it, that we're finally gonna have a oh my god, I'm totally blanking on the name now. Help. What is the name of the actor that plays Stu in Scream? We're finally gonna have a reunion of Billy and Stu. Matthew Lillard, thank you. I was like, I know it's Matthew, but my brain just kept going Matthew Perry, and I was like, stop, that is not the right name. Please, let me have it. Thank you. Shaggy Rogers, yes indeed. Love that man. You're dreading it work-wise because PG-13 horror movies are always rowdy? Yeah, it seems like it's been particularly bad lately, too. With, like, the memeing. These darn kids and their memeing. The first one was rough when it came out. You had children running around the theater. Kids these days just don't know how to act, am I right? These darn Gen Alphas. I am fully being silly. When Minecraft premiered, you had a fist fight in the parking lot. Why are we fist fighting at the Minecraft movie? Ad break's about to start. Watch out for Adele, everyone. You're a strict horror fan with random bits of mystery. Yeah, we could have a genre conversation too. You love Identity? I don't think I've seen that one. Welcome back from your adventure, everyone. Hi, Molly. How are you doing? Not the military ads. You love horror movies, but you're very jumpy. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's so cozy though, watching under a mound of blankets. Somebody was talking about taking a film class, and horror analysis, well, any film analysis, I'm very annoying to watch things with because I just analyze everything. But horror movies I feel like are so good for that. I feel like there's just some truly interesting things happening in the horror genre in terms of like the analytical value. So I don't often get super scared by horror movies. There are definitely things that freak me out for sure. It depends, but like if the movie is really good, I'm usually getting sucked in by like, wow, look at this thing that they're doing. I'm so excited. The Alien franchise, so good for that. Things were not working out with The Sims. You can have her give birth on the dance floor now? I feel like you have to. You studied the films and broader context of horror, film history, and contemporary culture? Absolutely. Your favorite horror movie is The Thing? Such a good choice. Yeah. One of my favorite... I hesitate to call it a horror movie because I don't think it's scary at all, but I think it's definitely in the genre, is the original Wicker Man. Not the Nicolas Cage one, but the original one. Such a cool movie. I just love the exploration of paganism as it happens in that movie. And this sense of like, I don't know. I feel like other people may watch this movie and feel very differently about it, but like, it's always fun for me when I'm put into a position of rooting against the protagonist. Have you seen the Good Boy movie yet? No. Wow, is it really good? Oh, the reality behind them, like what people are capable of? Yeah, for sure. That's like why I don't like haunted houses and stuff, really. Like, I like a haunted trail because I'm outside, but I don't like to go inside of a haunted house because even though, like, the scenes that are happening aren't real, it's still full of actual people, and actual people are capable of a lot of things, and I just get really claustrophobic thinking about, like, getting stuck in there by arbitrary rules and, like, not being able to leave if I need to, so... There was a horror book that you read that was kind of insane. It was like the book itself was reflecting the unnatural / paranormal backwardness of the haunted house. Are you talking about House of Leaves? Yeah, House of Leaves. I feel like I need to read it. Like, well, I'm not sure if I want to read it or if I want to watch somebody do like a YouTube deep dive on it. Because I feel like I might get more out of it if I just have somebody else. It won't let her give birth at the venue. Come on, Sims. But yeah, I'm going to recommend a podcast to you, Molly, since you've read House of Leaves, and it seems like you enjoyed it, at least to some degree. There is a podcast called Tanis, and now that I've learned a little bit more about House of Leaves, I feel like it is very inspired by it. It's not really a horror podcast, it's more of like a supernatural one, but it is, it's more of a... It's told in the style of someone who is living through a supernatural event and putting together a podcast that is like telling the story of what's happening and almost like reporting on it. So it's a fiction podcast, but it feels like a true crime podcast a little bit, if that makes sense. I've never finished it, but I've gotten a decent way through it, such that I always go like, man, I really want to like appreciate this more. And I feel like if I got into House of Leaves and like understood some of what the podcast was referencing, then I would have more appreciation for it, because there's just like a lot of really interesting stuff going on there. But it's from the same people who made one of my completely favorite podcasts that I've listened to all the way through multiple times, which is called The Black Tapes, which is a paranormal podcast. Same kind of concept, where it's like somebody is living through something, and like the character is a journalist, and she starts out where she's interviewing people with these interesting careers, but the first one that she does kind of like hooks her, and instead of doing like a different one each episode, she is like just kind of returning to delving into this aspect of like the world of like ghost hunting, and it just gets wilder and wilder from there. It's really good. It is downright spooky at times, for sure. It'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Highly recommend it. The way that it ends is interesting, because I'm not sure that it does end, but also it kind of works for what the podcast is. You should be reading more, but as a neurodivergent without the reading obsession, it's kind of hard. I think that's what podcasts are so great for, because it's like you get, I mean, obviously audiobooks too, if you like audiobooks, but like, I don't know, I feel like it's a different way to like absorb the story. And because a lot of the podcasts that I listen to are more conversational, it tends to be like more back and forth as opposed to just someone like reading a script. I find that it's easier for me to pay attention to, because that's what gets me with audiobooks, is just it's like I completely tune out of listening to the person read. We also read a book about a woman experiencing demonic possession. The horror about the demonic possession is very accessible. The book is not very long at all. It's called Nama. That sounds cool. Yeah, audiobooks while you crochet keep you reading. Yeah, I think it's a great way to do it. If you like audiobooks and podcasts, because I definitely focus better when I'm only listening to something, versus when I have something on the TV. I get more distracted when there's something on the TV, for sure. Only 2 more hours on your shift. Hell yeah, you're almost there. This song is so funny to me because the part where the crow caws makes me think of something so specific. At one point in time, my brother had one of the Lord of the Rings games. I want to say it was Return of the King, and he had it on the Game Boy Advance, and there are a lot of crows in that game, and they made such a specific cawing sound whenever you would scare them off, and so that's what I think of every time I hear that little crow noise in the background music. Nama feels very similar to how experiencing a progressive mental health issue is described. The main character slowly becomes a passenger in her own life while the demon wrecks her marriage shop. Yeah. I mean, I think that that's, like, such a great way to explore horror, because, like, so much of, like, the paranormal is just our attempts as humans to, like, I like how it's saying this is your first time chatting, Pumpkin Cat, because you're on your computer now. Welcome back. So much of our attempts to, like, grasp very normal aspects of, like, the human condition are often, like, explored through the horror genre. So we have so many, like, paranormal phenomena that we can trace back to things like mental health issues, or just general mental differences, like the whole concept of changelings being related to, you know, people who were born with intellectual disabilities and autism and things like that. So I like it a lot when people sort of track that back the other way and use the models that we have for mental illness as kind of like their blueprint for the paranormal, like letting those two things really connect in a way that, like, I think adds a lot to these, to the paranormal elements. Like, the science is making the paranormal element better in a way. I don't understand why it's like treating like your computer account and your phone account as two different things. Like, it should still be the same account, right? The best book you read was about a family on a native res that was being hunted by a skinwalker and also hunted by their generational trauma. Okay, was there any chance that that book was by Stephen Graham Jones? Because that sounds like something that he would write. And also, if you have not read any Stephen Graham Jones and you like that topic from that book, you should absolutely start reading Stephen Graham Jones. That is a theme that he deals with a lot in his work. Like the paranormal, the only good Indians. I fucking knew it. Yeah, I've been reading his My Heart is a Chainsaw series. He zoomed in to have a discussion about it with your class because he's buddies with your professor. That is so cool. I hope you know how cool that is. You got an ice cream cone? Hell yeah. Baby born, Grim Reaper summoned. Zephyr is like on top of it over there. You were all appropriately geeked, hell yeah. Yeah, love that he's becoming so prolific at this point. We have a bunch of his books on the shelf that I haven't read yet. I have a huge backlog of physical TBR that I need to get through. If y'all haven't seen my bookshelf, I got a whole wall of books. Cause it's me and my wife that collect books, but yeah, we got a bit of a hoard going. You read the whole thing in a night, you couldn't put it down. Yeah, his writing style is really captivating. Jess is really partial to mongrels. I think if you enjoy The Only Good Indians, that might be a good next read for you, is mongrels. You're starting to regret doing single row strips for each color on your scarf. Oh, not the ends. It'll go by faster than you think to weave them in, though. I just like sit down and watch a movie and just like do that, and it won't be so bad. Yes, indeed, we're book dragons over here for sure. Yes, collect them, protect them, display them like the beautiful shiny treasures that they are. It's one of those things that like I'll never feel bad about buying because I'm like, look, I'm supporting the publishing industry. Like, I want to support the continued existence of physical books. Welcome back, Mel. You're a public library warrior? Hell yeah. I mean, also good. Definitely support your public libraries, y'all. Checking out books helps a lot. Even if you don't read it, just checking it out helps ensure that those books remain in circulation and that the library can prove that people are using it in order to allocate funds. You move a lot and you've reduced your own items to like 2 boxes. That's totally fair. Yeah, we're probably going to be moving again next year, and I know that the book collection is even bigger than it was the last time that we moved, so it's gonna be a lot of boxes for sure. You feel like you have more books than clothes? I definitely have more books than clothes. I feel like there was a point in my life where it was probably a near thing between the two, but at this point, it's definitely more books than clothes. Like, no question. And that's not even because I don't have a lot of clothes. I just have that many books. Oh, your focus friend didn't finish focusing because your phone died? That is so rude. You use Libby for ebooks and audiobooks? Yeah, Libby's great. For sure. You hate moving? You think you've landed in a pretty permanent spot? Yeah, give it a second. For sure. Yeah. I thought that maybe we'd settled in here, but no, we'll be on the move again. That's fine. I'm starting to get over it though. I would like to have a more permanent housing situation, like soon. It's hard to accomplish in this economy, but it's good to have goals, right? Take tablets. You got it. Your library is only open when you have to work? No. Your boyfriend owns the home you live in? That's great. Oh, you own your own home too, Molly? So it's either here or Spain. Oh, that's a tough one. Moving to Spain's looking real appealing right now. Well, if you're in the US anyway. You keep looking into tiny houses? Yeah, it's understandable. I feel like there's... I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I can kind of see the appeal of like mobile housing. Yeah. But it's so small. I feel like that I would be frustrated with not having any room personally. I know I need to be able to spread out a bit. Maybe if it was like only me, but even then I think I would need to at least be able to like properly walk around my house. I don't know. It's like just so refreshing to be able to like go into a different room and like reset your brain. Oh, I know, Jeffer. The disability system is so screwed up. If you get a piece of land and build one, it could be tall. This was your 13th move? Oh, and yet you're looking at an apartment this Saturday? Maybe this will be the one, right? That's the thing about apartment living is like, you can never really count on it being too secure, or too forever rather. Spain is your backup plan because of the grandparents? Yeah, that makes sense. High ceilings are awesome, I agree. I think it adds a lot of sense of space. Like the apartment that we're in has vaulted ceilings, and it definitely feels roomier in here than it did in the model apartment that we were shown. Because that one was on the first floor, and so it had regular height ceilings, like 8-foot ceilings or whatever. So this is the same floor plan, but the vaulted ceilings, it feels so much bigger. Too disabled to work, too able-bodied to deserve help, yeah. Oh, wow. Just basic benefits. Yeah. It fucking sucks. is it so expensive to just be alive? God damn. The disability has been popping off this week. I'm sorry, Mambo. It's like I was, I've been moderating in a different Discord server for a while now, and this week I had to go, you know what? I have to recognize that I'm disabled and take some space from this because it's about to start hurting me. So, always a bummer when you have to have those moments of confrontation with yourself. Add more sleep, Rose. You got it. Did you take your tablets? And you did? Okay, good. I'll get you checked off. Della's gonna show up in just a second, y'all. Oh my god, you couldn't walk last night and had to take pain meds for it? That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. You're back from violin lesson? She figured out you didn't practice? Uh-oh. But you came out to her? Well, good for you. Jamie from Mythbusters said that we solved the world hunger crisis years ago, but starving people are too profitable, so it's not solved. Yeah, I mean, it's like the number of billionaires there are on this planet, any one of them could solve the hunger crisis, but they don't want to. That's how they got to the place that they are, is creating problems. Like, creating lower class, you know? Like, the existence of the lower class supports the subsistence of the upper class. It's just how it is. Here's Adele. Welcome back, everyone. Let me put it to you like this, Lessian. The amount of grocery stores and restaurants and places just in this country alone that throw out food waste, like pounds and pounds and pounds of food waste every single night, because in many locations they're not allowed to give them to homeless people. That alone could have a huge impact if that food were being redistributed. So yeah, the technology is there, especially if there was more of a global effort, but instead we have like, even in areas where farming is being impacted by climate change, and that's another thing. You know, we can look at the fact that climate change, which is a issue that's being manufactured by capitalism because we have the tools to do something about it, but we choose not to because of profit. In those areas of the world where climate change is affecting farming and food production, for example, in India, where Monsanto's soybean production caused the creation of deserts because of how the soybeans stripped the soil of nutrients. Again, that's a manufactured issue. If we weren't branding certain foods for profitability and we're instead focusing on feeding everyone to the highest level of efficiency and global reach, like, there's definitely enough room on this planet to grow all the food that we need. There was a pizza place in your hometown that used to donate their leftovers to a shelter. Then someone from the shelter had a reaction to the food, sued the shelter and the pizza place, and wow. Yeah, the way that, like, that entire system is set up, like the way that which also, like, can you even blame someone who's in a position to be getting pizza from a shelter for suing a company, right? Especially in this country where we don't support people with their medical bills. You know, that may well have been the only option that they had in that instance. But yeah, it's like everything is so predicated on just people's goodwill that the second that gets pushed in any way, which I'm not even going to say that the pizza place is wrong for having that reaction, because, you know, if it's a local place, they probably can't afford to be put in that kind of situation in the first place. But, like, yeah, it's the rugged individualism of this country where so often we are put in that position of it's like the trolley problem, right? You know, the trolley is coming down the track, and there's 5 people on the track ahead of it, and you could pull a lever and cause the trolley to divert from that track and go onto a different track, but there's somebody else on that track, right? So you have to choose between doing nothing and allowing those 5 people to die, or taking an action and deciding that that one person's life is less valuable than those 5 people, right? So, like, that's kind of the situation where you're put in. Like, somebody's gonna get hurt no matter what, and you just kind of have to choose who it's gonna be. But, you know, there are countries where it is illegal to throw out food waste like that. Like, you have to donate it or just not have it. So there are ways that our country, our government, could have different supports around donating food waste, just ensuring people are fed, that would probably contribute to protecting businesses from actions like that, but we don't want anyone being fed in the first place. So why would we do that? You worked as a camp counselor over the summer, and every Friday admin will order enough pizza for the camp that they were throwing uneaten food out, yet they were not letting the 3-year-old to kindergartners have the full 2 slices of pizza that their parents were paying for. That's so dumb. Like, yeah, perfect example of people who would rather throw food in the trash than let something be, in their eyes, I don't know, unfair. Like, what is the logic of that? Like, just deciding that, like, oh, well, you're small, so you only need 1 slice of pizza, even if you say you're still hungry. Like, there was one admin who yelled at you in front of the 3rd graders for asking for another box of pizza for the campers. Like, just... The idea of being opposed to children eating is so stupid. And yet here we are. With the powers that be fighting against the evils of the school lunch program. 'Cause that's socialism. As though there aren't so many programs in this country that are socialism at their core, but because they benefit rich people just as much as they benefit poor people, they're fine. Used to work at a Chick-fil-A that would make you measure all the food you threw away to make sure no one was taking any home with them. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, stores hate that shit. Like, at Whole Foods, they would let us take some stuff. And at least when I was working at Whole Foods, everything got donated that could be donated to the food bank at the end of the night. Obviously, there's, you know, still situations in which things do need to just be thrown away for food safety. But, literally as much as possible would go to the food bank at the end of every night. And they would still allow us to, it was kind of an unspoken thing where it was like more of like a, just don't do too much and we won't say anything. So that was like nice. So a lot of the times it was more of the like, stuff from the pastry case that would have been like too awkward to transport and things like that we would be eating. Sometimes the prepared foods kitchen would like give us old pizzas and stuff and let us munch on them. So I always really enjoyed that about working at Whole Foods, but I don't know if it's like that still because of Amazon's influence. I know that when I left it was just getting worse and worse in terms of how employees were being treated on a corporate level. Lot of taking away benefits, lot of automation of systems in a way that like really was just very clearly geared towards screwing people over and forcing more people into part-time positions. And the admin was simultaneously saying there wasn't enough food. What the fuck? I'm convinced when people do shit like that, it's just because they hate kids. You worked at a Cracker Barrel where the manager refused to let staff go hungry? Yeah, that's how it fucking should be. Working at a, in food service, like, if they're not giving you free food, they're doing something wrong. I'm sorry. You have a donation box at your local grocery store where you can donate directly to the local shelter. Oh, but the store is overpriced? Yeah. This guy definitely didn't like kids. When people who hate kids are in jobs like that, it's like, can you just grow the fuck up and take control of your life? Like, you don't have to be around kids, you know that, right? If you still lived in Virginia Beach, you would still work there? Yeah. No, totally. I wish that more businesses had an appreciation for how healthy it is for their business to take care of their fucking employees. I don't know why that's such a difficult concept to grasp. Even with your degree, you loved it. I mean, that's like an awesome thing to say, like to like be in a service position and be like, yeah, it was great. Like, food service is, it can be such a rough gig. So, high praise indeed. You're a third of the way done with one of the sleeves. Hell yeah. Did you start completely over, Zephyr? Oh, making it a bell sleeve? It'll be cute, though. He would bring his dog to work every day. Oh, and you and this little girl were kind of scared of the dog. Yeah, that's gross. I don't think you should be doing that, making kids be next to the dog like that. Oh, you did the body first and the sleeves were too tight? Yeah, if you take care of people, they will take care of you. I think people are so paranoid about, like, not seeing that return. Like, they get one bad employee, and they're like, well, I'm just gonna mistrust everyone now. He also made some comments about other female coworkers. That's so gross. Like, even if they were older, that would still be gross. At the camp you used to go to, there was a dog, like a lab, and she roamed all over the camp, and the kids loved her. Well, it's glad they weren't forcing people to go near her. Yeah, I love a good dog. Like, it is common enough for people to be scared of dogs. We don't need to be acting like that's unheard of. You had a completely opposite story, Freedom. The owners were amazing to work for, even though it was a church camp. That's amazing. Yeah, it made kids less scared of dogs, precisely. Crazy what a, like, basic and straightforward concept that is. Oh, you lived in a neighborhood where a lot of people would cross the street to get away from you walking your golden retriever. You couldn't explain to her that it wasn't her fault. She said, "Where's my pets, though?" That's amazing, Freedom. I'm glad they took such good care of your son. Seeing the backup close is even crazier than you thought. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. You found him sitting at the new owner's desk playing on his computer? That's sweet. You're so used to weaving in as you go. I mean, I think even if it made sense to do that, I don't think it would be the best way to go about it, because I think that it would add, like, with this many ends, I think it would add so much bulk to the map, that I think that it would be problematic. Like, I think that it would warp the stitches a lot if I tried to weave it in, so but nothing is going to be woven in at all. I will be tying all of the ends off and trimming them down a little bit. I'll put a little tiny bit of watered down glue on them just to make sure nothing comes unraveled. And then I will be covering the whole thing with a backing, so... Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's I mean, it's fun to look at. I want to do something with incorporate the visual effect that the ends have somehow. You know, like when people do embroidery and they, like, give their embroidery, like, hair and stuff. I think that's really cool. So it'd be fun to do something like that, but with crochet. It makes me think of Francis Bacon. He did a lot of portraits, and he would paint through the back of the canvas to create, like, a warped effect. Yeah, sewing all that in would be a 6-month project. Yeah, for sure. I think just tying it off is going to be a lot of time. Yeah, dogs are not pets in every part of the world, for sure. Had to do a big stretch there. I'm probably gonna end up taking a nap after this. But we're almost there now. A nap sounds nice, hell yeah. Oh. It made you sad when the kids wanted to pet the dog, but their parents said no. Yeah. The urge to pet the dog is strong. Can I pet that dog? If I see a belly, I have to pet. That's the rules. When dogs get so excited to see you that they like are trying to walk up to you while simultaneously attempting to roll onto their back. I'd run into traffic to pet an ugly dog. I mean, is there even such a thing as an ugly dog? They're all so cute. I'm almost done, yeah, BZ. Going quick today. If it keeps up like this, eventually maybe we'll even have two row streams. But not today. I don't think I'm feeling up to that today. I think one is enough for now. Oh, that's okay, BZ. You still tried. It's just a sleepy day today. Oh. And Treyu just melts like, you want to see my belly? I love that. Agatha has started doing this thing now where when you call her out for something, she'll just look at you and then she just rolls over and shows you her belly. It's like, since when are you a belly pat girl? She also lets me kiss her little head now. it used to be that if I kissed her on the forehead, she would whip around and swat at me. Like, don't give me a kiss. And now she lets me give her kisses. She likes it. 70 pounds, 100% baby. That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, oh my god, look at that puppy. And other people are like, that's not a puppy, that's a full-grown dog. And I'm like, yeah, it's a puppy. You still call your cat a kitten and she's 13? Yeah, all of my cats are babies. They're senior babies. All dogs are puppies for sure. Adele incoming. Watch out, y'all. Legally, I think all doggos are puppers. We're getting real millennial in here, y'all. Watch out. I'm just joking. Takes one to know one, right? Panada, welcome in. We'll go with Pan. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're not stuck behind an ad break wall right now. You know me from shorts? I bet you do. Welcome in. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm almost done with today's row. YouTube feeding us the right stuff. Hell yeah. Finished 2 rows, now want waffles. Hell yeah. Let me get you checked off. Let me see. Hang on. Oh! Let's pop over to Spirit City really quick. We have unlocked our next spirit, so let's see what we got. Oh my god! Oh my god. He's a baby. Help. I love him so much. I want to go see what other forms it comes in. Oh! Help, I'm crying. Oh my god. Oh, shut the fuck up. He's so cute. I like the onion one so much. That's pretty. A tomato. A strawberry. And then little jack-o'-lantern baby. Oh my god, he's so cute. Okay, well I'm getting this one and I'm getting this one right now. Look at him just standing there. What the fuck? Let's see what's next to unlock really quick. Scrub and rinse. Oh, this is the duck. I know what this one is. Scrub and rinse your plates thoroughly. Make sure to clean up after dinner. Turn on a vinyl to help get in the flow. Okay. So we'll turn on vinyl. And then we're gonna do dishwashing. And it needs to be after dinner. Okay. Hi, baby. He's guarding you and pretending he doesn't see you chopping his cousins. Shh, don't tell him. He's washing his widow shield. He's just... Oh, speaking of babies, I love him so much. If you distract, stream will go longer. I am in love with this little guy. This would be such a great little Ami project to make him. Your kitty has joined? Let's go. If you tell me not to look at something, that's like a guarantee that I'm gonna see it. Assign shifts for streamer distractor. Not y'all ganging up on me. Well, in future... Not today, because I'm feeling a little under the weather, but in future, if I am finishing a row this quickly, provided I don't have, like, a hard cutoff time, like, tomorrow I cannot go past 4, so tomorrow I wouldn't be able to do more than one row, but, on the average day, if I get through one row this quickly, then I will just do a second one. Because I could definitely normally keep going. but we will also probably next week be adding another stream to the schedule. As of right now, I'm kind of thinking possibly Saturday. We'll see. Saturday or Sunday, probably. I want to make sure it's not going to be too awkward with my wife's D&D schedule or anything. But, that'll be a gaming stream, so if you have thoughts and feelings about what game you would like to see me play on stream, make sure to go and throw your vote in over on Discord. You can react in the announcements channel to that announcement. It's probably going to be Stardew Valley, if I had to guess, as of right now. If you want to suggest a spooky game, you could suggest one. I don't have a spooky game picked out right now, other than, like, Phasmophobia, I guess I could do, but I feel like that's more fun if you have, like, a group of people. I have some game suggestions, more cozy games in the, announcement, just based off of, like, what I already have, but I am definitely not opposed to doing something else or doing a spooky game, especially with Halloween coming up. So y'all let me know what you want to see. Like I said, it seems like Stardew Valley is in the lead right now, but yeah, we may be adding a gaming stream to the regular rotation. I also have, like, some of the Amnesia games that I haven't played yet. Like, I've played a decent chunk of the first one, but I have one that I haven't ever played. I just own it. So I could always do that, too. Amnesia Rebirth. I wasn't sure if that would be, like, too off topic, though, to suggest something like that. If this is more of a cozy game space or what. Like, if people are still going to want to work on stuff and just chill. I also have some, like, I have, like, Hades 2 that I haven't started, or, well, I don't have it. I want to get it anyway. But that's, again, a very different vibe. I have Oblivion. I could always make a new save in Oblivion. Or just, I guess, you know, keep playing the current save that I have. But I love Skyrim. I've been loving Oblivion. Cozy and spooky, that's a good suggestion. I know that there are some. I'm not remembering off of the top of my head what I'm thinking of, but if anybody has a good suggestion for cozy and spooky. Like I said, if you can think of a game that you think would be good for stream, you are welcome to put it in the suggestion box in the Discord. You still haven't had the time to get into Hades 2 yet? Yeah, I know that, like, I need to set aside a decent chunk of time to just be doing that, so. Strange Antiquities? Let's see here. Interesting. Become the custodian of a store dealing in occult antiquities. Explore the quaint and gloomy town of Undermere, where strange goings-on and dark mysteries abound. Find and identify arcane artifacts. Use your collection to aid the townsfolk with their unusual problems, and remember to pet your cat. Okay, so this looks kind of like a potion craft. Like the same kind of gameplay vibe as potion craft. That's pretty cool looking. And it's a puzzle game. I love puzzle games. Magical delicacy. Waffles acquired. Hell yeah. I have heard of Demonologist. Let me make sure that's the one I'm thinking of, actually, now that I say that. Yeah, it's like the Phasmophobia style one. Yeah, I don't know if I would call that cozy, though. Yeah. You have to go back and exercise them. Yeah, I've seen some pretty wild gameplay of that one. I also play Fortnite, but I feel like I'm definitely not good enough at it for even suggesting that I stream that, so... Oh, that sucks, Molly. Chat Minecraft server when? Oh my god. That's a good point. I could play Minecraft. That's pretty cozy. I do tend to get overwhelmed in Minecraft though, because there's just so many options. So it would be nice if I had some kind of like plan going in if I was gonna play Minecraft, but... that could be fun to do a server. I've never been in a Minecraft server before. Yeah, games like that, like, I don't really like to play co-op with total strangers like that, because you just never know the vibe you're gonna get. It's like I only play Fortnite with friends. I only play Phas with friends. I don't know. I don't really, like, have much faith in playing with strangers being a fun time. You used to play Salem when you were in high school? Vintage story? Let me finish these last couple stitches and I'll peruse some of these suggestions. Jesus Christ, Freedom. Yeah, I don't do proximity chat. That's Okay, my wife plays Marvel Rivals, and yeah, the slurring is... It's unbelievable that that is happening as much as it is. Like, what is going on? You have an amazing game idea that doesn't exist? There's so many games that I want to play that aren't out yet. Like, when Haunted Chocolatier comes out, I will definitely be streaming that. And there are some other, like, farm sim style games that have kind of a spooky vibe that I think would be really perfect for this conversation, but I don't think they're out yet. Yeah, you played COD a lot, so it's always happened, but I thought us gamers grew up. No, exactly. Like, why are the now children saying that shit? Right? Like, why do the adults not know better? And who is telling the current children to say that shit, right? Like, sure, it's something that has historically happened in the gamer culture, because but however, did we not move past that? Like, come on. Anonymity is a hell of a drug. Yeah, no, for real. Okay, one more row down. Yeah, that's true too, Zephyr. The way that the height of the map doesn't even all fit into the frame anymore. So satisfying, you're telling me. So tomorrow will be on the front side. Thank you so much, Freedom. Okay, let's look at some of these suggestions y'all had real quick. So we had Vintage Story. Oh, where does Vintage Story live? It's not on Steam. Is Salem a game? Town of Salem, is that what we're looking at? There's also obviously Nancy Drew. Magical Delicacy? Oh, I think I've seen this game before. That's pretty cute, honestly. Vintage Story is just on its own website. Okay. Skyrim would be fun to watch you play. I did stream Skyrim in the past. It is a fun time, I agree. That would be fun to get back to that. Town of Salem is more of a multiplayer thing? Okay, word. Oh, it started as a Minecraft mod. Interesting. Well, let's... I see. Oh, inspired by Lovecraftian horror. What? Find yourself in a ruined world reclaimed by nature and permeated by unnerving temporal disturbances. Relive the advent of human civilization or take your own path. I'm gonna have to look into that. That sounds fascinating. It's a whole different vibe, but it's hella addicting. Wait, Mega Bonk? You would have to sell something like that for 100K. Yeah, at this point, I think that's what it would take to get me to part with it. Because, like, I was saying 10K for a while as, like, a semi-serious, like, probably I would part with it if somebody gave me that. But the more I work on it, the more I'm like, no, not even close. I also just don't really want to give it up. Like, the idea of somebody having it and then, like, it would have to be the right person, too. Like... we're gonna have another Adele visit in just a second here, just to be advised. About 4.5 minutes. Oh my god, you guys just going off. Mega Bonk, that's what I'm looking at. Oh my god. Oh my god, what am I looking at? It's giving me old school RuneScape vibes a little bit, which honestly would play old school RuneScape as well. I used to love playing RuneScape. If I like Hades, I'd like Mega Bonk. I mean, Hades is like kind of an exception for me, but I could see the appeal of this. Oh, if I ever made them for others? Yeah, no, for real. It's cozy, but then temporal rifts open and monsters attack. Well, I will definitely have to add some of these ideas to the suggestion list then. Like I said, y'all get in there, vote, let me know what you're inclined to do. And I'll probably start that up next week. There is the Discord link if you're not in there yet. Had to sneeze again, excuse me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna call it there, so I'm gonna find somebody for us to raid really quick. And then hopefully knock out whatever this is and be up and at 'em again for tomorrow. I don't usually stay sick for too long, fortunately, but it's definitely annoying. Okay, somebody that I follow is streaming knitting. So we'll see what that's about. Yeah, so we can go over and check them out. I don't know, I haven't really experienced this person's stream very much, but I am following them, so I must be doing that for a reason. So we'll go say hi. So if y'all could just pick your evilest emote. Doesn't have to be a sub emote. It can be a Twitch emote for sure. Just whatever you think looks the most evil, and just type evil raid. We will go and check that out. You're 3/4 of the way done with the spreadsheet, so success. I think that is really good progress for the stream, especially it being a little bit of a shorter one. We only did about 3 hours today, so good job, everyone. And tomorrow is another day. We'll make more progress, and I will see you then, hopefully. You know, and if not, there's always next week. So y'all have a good rest of your day. Come talk to me on Discord if you would like to. Make sure to vote on what game you would like to see. I'll see you next time.